Deebo Samuel requested a trade away from the 49ers for the second time. He has been one of the most complaining receivers in the NFL, so this is not surprising. 806 scrimmage yards this past year, 4 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk went down early with an injury. His 49ers team was extremely underwhelming this year. Frankly, Deebo's been really underwhelming since that amazing season that he had where he had 1,400 receiving yards. Mm-hmm. The minute that he started demanding that he's not going to be getting all these carries out of the backfield, I feel like his career started to go downhill. And now he thinks that he is going to be able to command a new location for him to play in. And is that one of those locations with the Washington Commanders? God, that was better than the shit that you threw out there.
It was better than my Kellen Moore joke. I'll give it to you.
I feel like he's going to be a Commander, though. That feels like the most clear because he's the first receiver to really throw himself out there and say, I want a new team in the mix with Terry McLaurin. I think he works.
Yeah, I think that Cliff Kingsbury would love to have Deebo Samuel and get creative with him. Also, Deebo Samuel made that statement about not wanting to carry the rock. The next year, he was still carrying the rock out of the backfield. This year, just obviously, not as much. Less. But now he's, trying to be podcaster Deebo and gain weight Deebo, which I love. Love a fat football player. Always going to stand up.
Fat receivers
beside them. Fat receiver, different can of worms. I like him going to Pittsburgh this offseason.
That's where you go to die, man. Don't put that out there for him. So you're all out on the Commanders?
I think the Commanders are probably the favorite. I think they should be buyers at anybody that has made a Pro Bowl before during this offseason. But
you're telling me you trust Arthur? I think that the important part of this is that Deebo Samuel needs to go with a team with a creative, well-intentioned offensive coordinator. You think that Arthur Smith fits that description?
Not exactly, but for the position,
chipping defensive ends every snap.
Here's what if you weigh as much as a fullback,
playing fullback, they're just going to line him up in the eye.
But here's why. Arthur Smith completely rejuvenated Cordarrelle Patterson and made him into this joker position where he was running the ball, catching the ball,
this
blocking,
is fair.
And
is fair.
He was strictly a kick returner, wide receiver sometimes in his career. And he turned him into a 1,000-yard from scrimmage guy. Cordarrelle Patterson, he had 10 touchdowns that year. Crazy. Deebo Samuel, no one's going to say, oh, Deebo Samuel, Cordarrelle Patterson, who's more talented? Oh, I don't know. It's Deebo. So you put him in Pittsburgh, let Deebo become, I guess, a focal point of the offense, even in his not advanced age, but he's getting up there. And we could tell he's getting a little bit slower, but he's still a football player. He's still thick. He's still strong. I think that Arthur Smith would have a field day with him, and the Deebo Samuel usage rate would be through the roof. So I could get excited about it. I think Pittsburgh fans could get excited about him. Wear 19 again. Wear a number in the teens. No more Deebo in 1, please. Thank you.
Too big for that now.
Too big for that.
Very stretched out number 1.
You can't. Yeah, it's just. Oh, who's rectangle? Oh, that's Deebo Samuel. Yes.
So per bet online, Commanders plus 300 are the best odds. Raiders are Steelers are a little further down at plus 800. This is one that I pitched earlier in a video I did for the Sports Geek. The worst odds. The absolute worst odds, and I'm actually shocked by this because this is the one that literally makes the most sense. Which team do you think that is?
Oh.
If you had to guess.
Makes the Chiefs?
No.
Make the most sense?
The Dolphins at plus 7,500.
Oh, they can use Deebo?
His best season was when Mike McDaniel was the 49ers offensive coordinator.
This boy's cooking.
Tyreek Hill voiced frustration at the very end of the season. We don't know. It sounded like he was maybe trying to walk it back a little bit, but if he wants out, why don't we just do a 1-to-1 swap? Why don't we just swap, not a 1-to-1? You probably need to give a little bit of capital. The Dolphins maybe give up like a third or something. Why don't we incorporate in the trade Tyreek Hill and Deebo Samuel? Everybody's happy. I don't know why. That would literally solve both sides' problems, and also Deebo would be stepping into a situation with an OC that is going to use him guaranteed correct.
I like that. I forgot that he was with McDaniel. Yeah, he had a great year. McDaniel and him had a great chemistry, it felt like. I don't think Tyreek Hill would like San Francisco, where I'm obviously diving a little into the minutia here. He needs a quarterback with a big arm. Brock Purdy, not that.
What was Tua?
Yes, mistake. Tua was a mistake. Paying Tua that much money, mistake.
But imagine what you could do with Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and Tyreek Hill.
Aged Kittle, Juwan Johnson. It still would be a very dynamic offense. I am not, by the way, I'm not holding out hope for McCaffrey.
You think he's done?
The calf stuff, it's both calves. It feels a little Todd Gurley-ish, where you're going to like these super intricate doctors and the global specialists to get your legs looked at, and they're still not fully cleared.
Right. My other part with that, and it's a take that I will always maintain, if you're too busy looks maxing, I can't, like, that usually means the downfall's coming. Like Jalen Hurts had a great Super Bowl, but if he's like, he's got like a really good jaw. If he's looking too good over at the start of next season, and there's going to be an improvement, he's going to be looking really good, I'm going to start calling for the Eagles to get knocked out of the first round. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
No, because McCaffrey fits that description, man. He had that great year 2 years ago, and then all you see is him and his new wife just looks freaking phenomenal, and then now he's banged up all the time.
It's like my problem with the McCaffrey looks maxing is when he got his GQ cover shoot, right? He should. Yeah. Like that's a guy that should be on the cover of GQ. Why is he holding the finals? Why is he barefooted? I'm Zen Christian McCaffrey.
Put him San Fran. That's why.
Give him the football pants, no jersey or shirt, shoulder pads. Make that the cover. He's a football player. I don't think Christian McCaffrey is this deep guy. His dad was a football player. His brothers play football. I don't think Christian McCaffrey is sitting with a candle lit at night looking at astrology signs, which you're trying to paint him as such. Not happening. Out on the looks maxing. Give me the ugliest team. That's who I'm going to root for this year.
That would be a really interesting
That's you, Cleveland.
experiment to figure out of like who's paying too much attention to their physical appearance. Like Mahomes, when he was fat and had the dad bod and he was as good as he was, there's a reason why he was as good as he was.
I actually don't think. Well, Mahomes, we got the doughiest version of Mahomes coming into camp this year. He was definitely partying in Texas, which good for him. You're Patrick Mahomes. I'd come into that training camp if I was Patrick Mahomes, bigger than just bigger than all hell. But I think this year comes into training camp a little slimmer. I just lost the Super Bowl. I'm not coming off a Super Bowl win. I can't really show up with the doughy midsection.